All right, good morning, everybody. I don't have a lot of time, so I just jump right into this thing here. Tucker Carlson is saying that the FBI, not the FBI, the CIA, has referred him to the Department of Justice as a criminal. I listened to some of what he had to say, but I'm gonna be quite honest with you. It's way more exciting listening to Jink from the Young Turks say anything at all. Anything he says seems like it is priority and that it's going down right now. And he gets so passionate about stuff. I don't know why I stopped listening to the Young Turks. It was something they did that pissed me off. But I'm feeling Jink now. I'm kind of feeling Jink. Patrick Bet David. You know, this is how I feel. I really used to like him a lot, but what I don't like is when people, they try to go over the top with their patriotism to show like, yo, I don't want no problems. And they don't, and I understand you don't want no problems with your sponsors. But I think his response to the Iran war was just like way over the top when it came to meat riding. It was too much. So, but here's what makes up for that. He's been having who's this actor that I like? Terrence Howard. He's been having Terrence Howard on his show. And the reason I like Terrence Howard is because Terrence Howard is a thinker, man. Terrence Howard is a critical thinker at that. So the conversations are very interesting. This is why I still watch PBD. If he stops, in my opinion, I'm trying to choose a better word. I don't want to call him all type of names and create enemies, but I don't like what he's doing. Don't suck up to Israel. Do not suck up to nobody. The United States. You have your own platform, and I don't know who your advertisers are. I know that counts for something, but when it bleeds through your work and it compromises your integrity a little bit, then I don't think anybody really appreciates that. You know what I'm saying? So let's take a listen to. I want to take a listen to Jink from the Young Turks because it always sounds like this guy's he's ready to go to arms for whatever he talks about.
All right, guys. Tucker Carlson put out a video last night saying he might be arrested soon. So I'm going to show you parts of that video in a second. And then at the same time, the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, put out a statement on Saturday saying that if you oppose the war, you might lose your broadcast license.
That's crazy. That's crazy. Hold on one second. Let me get the chat right. Good morning, everybody that's coming in. I only got an hour to have this conversation, but I'm hoping we can have a good conversation. Let me get the chat over here. Pop this bad boy out over here. You know, all that talk about communism back in the days, and here's the thing, I never understood it. I didn't understand communism, socialism, Marxism. Some of these things are razorly thin. Fascism, capitalism. I didn't understand the isms until much older, because and it's not that they didn't teach it in whatever grade I was in. They taught it, and then you kind of move on, and then until it really can apply, until you can apply it to your life, I don't think it really matters. And I was not around when the United States did whatever it did when it thought that it had communists in this country. But I read a couple of things that were like, wow, that was extreme, you know? And they've done this for not just they've done these type of extreme things not just over communists. They've done extreme things over gays in this country. So it seems like, if I'm taking a 50,000 foot view, there's definitely some type of contradicting pattern going on in the United States. If you just take a look at every century, it's like seesaw. Now, I don't know what to think about the Constitution, because I don't think these people care about it at all, because if the First Amendment is that we could is the freedom of speech, it doesn't appear so. Not so much. They're talking about arresting Tucker Carlson and shutting down people who disagree with the war.
All right, guys. Tucker Carlson put out a video last night saying he might be arrested soon. So I'm going to show you parts of that video in a second. And then at the same time, the FCC chair, Brendan Carr, put out a statement on Saturday saying that if you oppose the war, you might lose your broadcast license. So clampdown on war critics has begun. Tucker says that the CIA is spying in on his texts, and he has some proof of that. Whether he's actually going to be arrested, we're going to find out soon enough. And whether he's right that the media is about to run smear pieces on him based on those intercepted texts.
We got a good morning from Violin. Prime says, honestly, who cares if Carlson is arrested? I don't think it's about Tucker Carlson. It's definitely not about the individual. It's about the act on the individual who has the highest, one of the biggest voices right now, right? So try to look at it like that. It's like, you may not like the guy for whatever reason. You don't like the guy, you just don't care. But if something that he said was helping, and I don't know if you're an American citizen, Prime. Okay, so Prime says he cares on a constitutional level, and that's where I'm going with this. It's not, I'm not sitting up here defending Tucker, but I don't have a problem with Tucker Carlson anymore. He's way better to me than he was when he was hired on Fox. That I couldn't do it. When he became independent, it's almost like a child being able to read and think for themselves without the parent around, right? Like, he got to stay with grandma and grandpa, and they wasn't so strict, and then he could actually read other things, and it was just like, yo, his transformation. I'm like, bro, how are you a grown man and you never knew none of these things? You went to Ivy League schools. Your father was in the C.I.A. You have no idea. None of these things take place that conspiracy theorists talk about all the time. Every barbershop visit are these conversations. Every barbershop visit are these conversations. And yet, you had one of the best lives that the universe can offer, and you are a journalist on top of everything else, and you don't know these things. But he's here now, and now he's like, he's gonna fight the power. You know, he's out here. I love his energy. He's not scared. You know, he did a video and he explained everything. I just think that Jink explains everything better, so I'm using Jink's video. But Tucker said, listen, man, I don't have anything to hide. And I don't think he does. That's the thing. As a journalist, he went to talk to somebody else from another country. So what's the problem? What's the big to-do, is he saying? And I agree with you. And I just don't take Tucker. That would be crazy, though, if I was wrong. I'm kind of hoping I'm wrong. I'm kind of hoping Tucker Carlson is Mr. Smith from Mrs. and Mrs. Smith. Tucker, he does act like he has a stick up his butt, right? He acts like the nerdiest, preppiest kid. Not the nerdiest, the preppiest kid ever. That's who Tucker. I'm hoping that this is all a ruse. He's like, okay, you forced my hand? And then he just turns into John Wick. Please, Tucker, please. Please. He starts talking smack. My father was in the C.I.A. You know who I am? Oh, Tucker's going off. But that's not where we at right now. Right now we are at the CIA is pissed off at him. His level, I think this is what it is. I think they're pissed off at his level of reach. I don't know if anybody expected him to leave Fox and be this popular, to be honest with you. He has crossed demographics. I believe the black people have no longer turned their back on Tucker Carlson, right? He was over there talking crazy on Fox. We just turned our back. We don't hear we don't hear nothing you saying, Tucker Carlson. Soon as he went independent and he was able to think by himself, we was like, we're listening. Keep going. Go ahead. Okay. I hear you, my brother. Go ahead, Tucker. So, yeah. We've let him back in the fold at a minimum distance, Tucker. But we like what he's doing, and like Prime said, on a constitutional level, this is. I think that's why we need to pay attention to this. Mac Mean is in the building. Grand Rising Mac Mean. Read some of the Prime said, somebody's a lost cause, probably me. Oh, Prime says he lied about Dominion. Prime, did he lie about Dominion, or was he told? Dominion was very confusing. Did he lie about Dominion, or was he given bad information about Dominion? I remember Dominion. That was a confusing topic I say it was confusing because there was so much intricacies to Dominion, from who acquired it and the software within it and what it did. It was a lot going on there. Maybe he was just giving some bad information, Prime. I don't know, man. Oh, that's why he was fired, because they caught him lying? All right. Let's see what Jinx says about this.
Spied upon text. You're going to see why he's, what charges they might have against him. No matter what it is, I'll tell you exactly what the real reason is. I don't care if the charges are for jaywalking or, oh my God, was he with the wrong kind of woman? That's usually the thing that they try, but turns out they can't get him on that.
Prime says there was texts that exposed Tucker Carlson knowing exactly what was going on. Damn, that's disappointing. I didn't know that, Tucker. But this is why I say at arm's length, because Tucker Carlson's father was in the CIA, and he tries to act like he's just discovering a lot of these things, which is where I think that Jesuit tactic comes in. And I know people don't agree with me, and I know what YouTube hates when I say that, and they drop my numbers, but it doesn't matter, because that's what I believe. I believe that there are some people on the same team that play different sides of things. And when they call you to do something, okay, now you're gonna go. We're gonna pull an audible, and you're gonna go on offense instead of defense, and then we're gonna switch it around. So they rebranded. This is what my honest thoughts are, right? They rebranded him to play the good guy now, and he had to go all innocent. I don't know any of these things. Oh my God! But I think he did know. But he's going to get a bigger demographics playing this role. Now, we don't know what the end game is yet because he may not know. When you take orders from the Jesuits, you just play your part, right? So, I know I talk about a lot of different groups on this channel, but that's because you can't just say the elite. There are plenty of elite that's more elite than you. You understand? So when you say elite, that don't mean they all get along. That does not mean they are there. There's evidence of these same elite you're talking about fighting each other because they have different opinions. This is why they throw money behind different candidates. So let's keep going.
They're like, why won't he have illicit sex? They love to smear people with that. So apparently they can't get that on Tucker. Now their big charge is going to be he might have talked to someone outside of the country. He might have talked to someone in Iran, for example, before the war started. Yeah, how about all you guys that talk to Israel nonstop? Are we going to arrest all of you? I hope so. Set the press.
That's a good point. This is what I'm saying about Cenk. Cenk always looked like he took first time I seen him doing this type of close-up, I thought he was crying, right? And I'm like, damn, Cenk is taking this story hard. Now he looks like he just took a quick freebase. Like this is the 80s, like, in action. So, guys, let me tell you, because his eyes are always glassy. But he's always on point. I like this guy. If you are taking free base hits, Cenk, keep doing it. Keep doing it because you make sense when you talk. Never mind what nobody's talking about. I got your back. I'm going to make some excuse why you should be taking free base hits off the air. I'll think of something. Don't worry about it. Right? You just made an excellent point. They're saying because he spoke to Iran. We wasn't even at war with Iran yet. We're not supposed to be at war now. What are we talking about? We're not even, we have not even, Congress has not given us permission. And yet, I read something last night that we were, hold up, I'll look that case up in a second. I read last night that the United States was spending $50 billion, was we borrowing $50 billion a week? Or spending $50 billion a week? I'm going to find out right now. But I don't want to get off the topic of what he's talking about. He's trying to make the point that, hey, why is it not okay for him to just talk to somebody in the regular sense, just for information? Nothing scrupulous, just I want some information on a news topic, on a story. The person happens to live in Iran. But people are allowed to speak to people in Israel all the time. And all these other countries. We're quite the hypocrites. I can tell you that.
Set the precedent that anyone who talks to a foreign government before we start a war should be arrested. I would love that precedent. I haven't talked to any foreign governments. I don't know who anybody has talked to outside of Israel, right? But I do know that almost all the people you see on TV, the politicians, all those dirtbags are constantly talking to the Israeli government. Lindsey Graham recently said he went and talked to the Israelis about how to convince our government to start the war on behalf of Israel. Why?
No, Lindsey Graham, listen, America, listen to your boy. Lindsey Graham is... You know how the king, hand of the king? Lindsey Graham is hand of Satan. That's who that's who Lindsey Graham is. He is hand to Satan. And I'm just perplexed how a guy from South Carolina, because I don't think, listen, my mother used to send me to North Carolina every summer, because that's where her mother's from. And we have like 77 acres down there. Now, North Carolina and South Carolina are not that different. And my point is this. I doubt Lindsey Graham grew up around a lot of... I'm trying to be better, y'all. I don't want to use the word. So let's just say Zionists. I'm working on it. They say I'm bad. People are like, nah, I don't want to do business with you. You're talking about the Jays. Bruh. Should I? If it was like one person, there's a lot of people who don't want to do business with me because I talk about the Jays. I'm only saying what you're thinking. You watch my show because I say it. You're that scared? I can't even pay you for an interview because I'm talking about the Jays? You that scared? It's not like I'm just out saying ridiculous things. I'm saying things that matter. Anyway, my thought is this. I don't think he grew up that around him that like that to have that camaraderie or concern. Maybe in his adult life he went to a college and made some friends and had a newfound respect. Maybe. Or maybe this whole thing is about money. There's a thought. And not about the concern for American citizens. Which is just crazy for a white guy from South Carolina. I never thought I'd see the day. I never thought I'd see the day. The most bugged out thing ever. And if that's not a treasonous traitor, then, you know, where's the KKK when you need them? Can I have a sit down with the KKK? Because I go off on everybody in there. What are you, a bunch of retards? Are you a bunch of retards? You're sitting around worried about Negro lovers when you should be focusing on Zionist lovers. What are you going to do about that? But I digress.
Isn't Lindsey Graham arrested? Why isn't the CIA going through his texts? Okay, because those are the same people, and Tucker's going to explain that in a second, who actually love the war, who want to start it for Israel, who support Lindsey Graham.
And another thing, these are the children. Now, there's been murmurs about a draft and rumors about a draft. I don't know if the draft is going to take place, but nonetheless, if it does, these are your children that they're going to scoop up and say, you have to. My baby girl has flat feet. I am not worried about none of that draft business. But for your strong, viral young boys, I find it sad that we're putting them in jeopardy. And I know what it feels like. It probably feels like a race for dominance to the generals, to the administration. A race for dominance. Yo, if we don't get this, if we don't get that land right now, then we're going to give China too much time to blase, blah in Russia. I do believe a lot of this has to do with the Belt and Initiative. I don't know if that's enough to ask your children to die, right? We will be okay. I think we focus way too much on the rest of the world and not enough on America. But there are complicated intricacies there that we've put ourselves in within the last 200 years, where we invest our money, how much we've sold off America. There's a lot of damage we did that we can't undo, that have us making these impulsive decisions and erratic decisions.
Try to eliminate all their enemies inside the U.S. government and inside U.S. media that won't bow their heads to Israel. So this is getting unbearable. The oppression is so thick now. Because once you eliminate the top voices against the war or the top voices against Israel, and however you eliminate them, and we've seen several different ways now, then there won't be any freedom left. Because then everyone will be afraid to speak up. And the minute you...
Jink, I'm trying to tell you, bro. Like, swear to God, maybe 7 people. Nah, you talking about the Jews. What? All right, let me change my language, but it's not going to change what these people, and I'm not saying it's all of them, but there are a particular group of people who are doing things and they don't want us to talk about it out loud so they can keep on doing it unprotested. And your answer is to be like, well, maybe we shouldn't just talk about them then. Maybe we should stick our head in the sand and act like none of this has happened. You ever thought of that, Jamel? You ever thought about being a sucker? It works sometimes, you know. Jesus.
Speak up, then they arrest you. And then that's it. You're gone. Your freedom is gone. The First Amendment is gone. America as we know it is gone. Replaced by an oppressive occupation, by a tiny little government that all of our media bows to, all of our politicians bow to. I'm so sick of their bowing. I'm so sick of their kneeling. Okay, so Tucker didn't kneel, so this is...
Yo, bro, you gotta chill, bro. You got to, Jink. Love this guy. He comes up here. White lines going through my mind. Huh? Classy eyeballs. And full of rage. I love it, bro. And you talking right. You are talking right, brother. Huh? Don't he remind you of the guy from Instagram? He be like, fuck is you? Huh? You need to mind your own goddamn business, huh? You ain't pissing on me, brother. We can handle it. That's who Jank remind me of. You ain't pissing on me, brother. We can handle it.
This is what's happening to him. So, guys, I'm going to share my screen here and show you some of his video. Okay, here's the beginning of the video where he explains why he's in this situation in the first place.
So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report.
Can you guys see this? Hold on, guys. There we go. Sorry. Kind of knew it's sharing screen. We start the internet online shows to begin with. But I'm still a boomer when it comes to playing these things.
So the other day I found out that the CIA is preparing some kind of criminal referral against me, a crime report, to the Department of Justice on the basis of a supposed crime I committed. What's that crime? Well, talking to people in Iran before the war. They read my texts. So the crime under consideration apparently would be the Foreign Agent Act or something like that, acting as a...
Was they supposed to read your text? I gotta find out. I don't think the CIA. Can they say? Well, they had to read your text, right? But I guess it's worthless going through that conversation with them because you're gonna be like, you. First of all, you got to pay a lawyer. All it is just to ask, how do you know I even sent the text? Either way, it must be legal or admissible if they're speaking about it out loud. So,
agent of a foreign power. And I don't expect this to go anywhere. I'm not too worried about an actual criminal case against me for a bunch of reasons. One, I'm not an agent of a foreign power. Unlike a lot of people commenting on U.S. politics and global affairs, I have only one loyalty, and that's the United States, and have never acted against it.
I do believe that. Although that's kind of a lie. I don't know if you're in the Jesuits or not. I just believe that you might be. But that's neither here nor there. When it comes to countries, nations, I do believe that you hold us first. Your loyalty lies with America. And I agree with you. You can't say that for everybody else. Clearly, their loyalty lies with another nation. Clearly.
Interests are the only interests I care about because I'm from here and I have a lot of kids. So that's not a concern. I've also never taken money from anybody. Don't need it, don't want it, and that's provable. And moreover, it's my job to talk to everybody all the time and try and figure out what's happening around the world. That's literally what I do for a living.
Okay, guys. So I'm going to fast forward to an explanation of how he knows about all this in a second. But is the claim really that Tucker Carlson is un-American, anti-American? Because I can say a lot of things about Tucker Carlson. I've said a lot of bad things about Tucker Carlson. Against America is not one of them. I mean, this is the guy who claimed that tacos are not Mexican, they're American. That's how greedy he is for wanting America to take credit, okay? But you're going to try to convince us that Tucker Carlson is a foreign agent for Iran, but all the ass kissers of Israel.
Somebody says this. Somebody said, "Is this a CIA channel?"
Israel are not foreign agents of Israel. That's what the utter bullshit that the American government is going to try to convince us of, and then of course all of them lapdogs in American media will follow closely behind. Well, let's see how it plays out. Look, I'm not privy to the information that he has, but I do know that that this is nonsense. Okay, so let's go to a little bit later here.
Whom are threatened with death for revealing it, but everyone knows. But it's probably a little more widespread than most people understand, and it's outrageous.
He's now referring to the spying. He talked about how Edward Snowden and others and Julian Assange were threatened with imprisonment and death for revealing that the government spies in on all of us. He says it's
absolutely. I've said from the beginning, I wasn't part of that group think that smeared Edward Snowden. I called was it Edwin Snowden a American hero. Because he did something to let the United States citizens know that we were being lied to by our administration. Simple and plain. And then he was punished for that. He's not the only one. And the funny thing that I found out about the reaction, that's what I find funny. I find the reaction of the United States administration of them lying. It is like when a female cheats, and then it's just like, we're not talking about that part. We're talking about how you didn't open the door for her 5 years ago. Like, what are we talking about? I watched a video the other day. The dude came home. The dude was still in the bed, getting out the bed with his girl, his baby moms, whatever. They lived together. They had kids. So he's like, yo, where's our daughter? He went in the other room. His daughter, infant, was on the floor with her head on some pillows. I was like, oh, that's cold-blooded. Homegirl said, wait, what are you doing? This is just my friend. The topic changes very fast. So why are we not talking about why you lied to the American people, and why are we now having a conversation about how he broke the law and he's treasonous? And what really frustrates me is when they use this type of language while doing treasonous things. It is the most frustrating thing in the world. Then, as if you're in an episode of The Twilight Zone, they inadvertently threaten you if you agree with the person they're saying is a treasonous traitor. And if you agree with them, now they're talking about, yo, if you're against this war, there will be repercussions. What? This war is illegal. This war is illegal. So why are you coming at me with all the vibrato in your voice talking about, yo, if you against this? Where are we living? What is happening right now?
But we all know, and then he's going to continue here.
There's no justification for your government, which you own, you're a shareholder in it, you pay for it, to be violating your privacy like this. But it happens all the time. And in fact, one of the reasons that CIA, or people within CIA, just to be clear, it's a huge, sprawling, disconnected agency. What it does in a specific case doesn't represent what everybody in the building thinks, but there are some people who are mad at me for my views about Israel, and they have some latitude. And one of the reasons they pass on criminal complaints, in effect, to law enforcement is to justify warrants for spying on Americans. So that is an absolutely real thing. But the main reason they do it is to leak the existence of the investigation, such as it is, to the media, and then humiliate and terrify the subjects of this op. And that's, of course, happened to me repeatedly.
So he goes on to talk about how when he was going to speak to the Russians, he talked to Vladimir Putin. He interviewed him, as you remember. Now, look, I didn't love that interview, and I didn't love what he did in Russia. Would I have him arrested for that? Absolutely not. Mike Wallace talked to Fidel Castro.
Jake, what does you love in the video have anything to do with a journalist asking someone else on this planet a question? Especially if there's a relationship that can affect you, right? There's a relationship with our leaders and the leaders of a foreign country. They have some type of disagreement. Their disagreement can affect prices of goods, services, inflation. So as an independent journalist, you have the opportunity to actually go and interview someone from that country, and not just someone, but the actual leader, the supreme leader, to get to the bottom of something, to have more understanding so that you can bring that information back to the citizens of the United States. What is there not to love? Don't tiptoe, man. Don't tiptoe. Yo, I didn't love that, because now you want to show your loyalty. You know what's amazing to me? Think of it like this, party people, everyone listening to me right now. If you found out your significant other was cheating, do you still be the the a-hole is like, no, let me show my loyalty. No, you're going to be furious, and I don't know what you're going to do after that with that fury, right? You may leave, but I could say without a shadow of a doubt that 90% of the people are not going to be like, no, you know the problem here? I need to be more loyal. I have to show more loyalty. Like, I've been loyal, but I got to somehow show more loyalty because the person's cheating on me. Well, America has shown no signs of loyalty to you, and in fact has shown every sign that it does not care that much about you. It may say things, the same things that somebody sweet is going to say something. Can we just talk about this? Then they're going to get in a hotel room and say, do you really want to ruin the family right now? I'm sorry, I'll never do it again. This is what America does. Are you an idiot? How many times do they need to do this to us before we realize you keep throwing this treasonous word around, but you're not, the energy is not reciprocal. That's our problem. The energy is not reciprocal. We love the red, white, and blue, but the energy don't seem reciprocated at all. It seems like you just love the red and blue. I mean, the white and blue. You just love the white and blue. We love the red, white, and blue. You just love the white and blue. And I think you got eyes for somebody else, America. And that's what it just come down to. So we, as a nation of people, no matter what your national ID, your ancestors come from, no matter where your ancestors come from, if you are an American citizen, legal, we are a group that have been abandoned. We are a group. I'm not talking about the Moors. Moors. You've been taking L's on the internet. L after L. You gotta abide by the Moors. Listen up. Which mic is on me today? Huh? Is this mic? This mic is hot. Which camera's on your boy? Yo. Y'all gotta get licenses, blood. Enough of this riding around talk about I'm sovereign. Knock it off. You're going to jail. Every video I watch, you're losing and you're going to jail and you're paying money. You're not a lawyer. You done got Caucasian people involved in your shenanigans. I watched a white man get arrested the other day. Cop pulled him over. He handed the man a packet. He didn't want to tell the officer his name. He's out here claiming to be sovereign. I bet you they busted up his windows and dragged him out of that car. What are you doing? What are you doing? Okay, I'll comply. No, it's too late now, stupid. You just said you were sovereign. Knock it off. Now, for the rest of the country, we've been abandoned. What do we do? Well, the answer better come fast because pretty soon the financial system will be digital. And let me tell you something else. They're not going to make this financial transition. I'm about to leave soon. Yo, Mac, I got to show one of them videos. Before I leave, I'm showing them more video just for y'all. Huh? Just for y'all. They out here trying. Listen, let me finish this thought. These governments that are working together for the new way that the world will run. Things have to be put in place. Currencies have to be transitioned to digital, right? But let me tell you something, America. keep your eyes on the prize. What do I mean by that? Because I be speaking in parables a lot. This is what I mean by that. Watch the money. $401ks are not insured. Your money is not insured in a 401k. Bank accounts are insured up to what, like 250,000 or something like that, maybe 500,000. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm giving you information right now. If you lose 500,000 in your 401k, you just lose 500. There's nobody coming to say, all right, well, there's this in place to make. No. There's nothing in place. I'm telling you right now. So I don't know if you need more information on how your money is being invested. If you have it in something more aggressive, I don't know if you want to scale that down to something way more safe so that it's not even put into some type of aggressive portfolio to minimize the risk. And I don't think your money's wrapped up in crypto anyway. But crypto is not the only thing we have to worry about at this point. I think the same thing I've always thought. I thought this was a project for us to start normalizing and getting familiar with crypto. I never thought that Bitcoin was going to be the national currency. It's not stable enough. It will never be the national currency. I don't know what Michael Saylor got going on, but I can tell you this. What is his name? Carbone? He's in trouble right now. Because I think everyone is trying to get their money out of these investment firms, and the money, they're down right now, and it's going to seriously hurt them if they do start to pay out all these people that want their money. So this is going to be this transition from tangible fiat to digital fiat is going to be a rocky road, is what I'm saying. And I think everyone needs to tighten up on everything and be diligent and watch everything. It's not the time to be clowning around and being loose and no. This is not that. I got a few more minutes. This is what I'm going to do with my few more minutes. Since I got you here, I only got a few more. I got to bounce because I don't want to be late for this load. But I'm going to see if I can pull up a couple of those videos that I was just talking about. Grant Cardone. Hold on right here. Let me play a little bit of this Grant Cardone video right here.
Of Bitcoin plummeted.
Inflation rate of Bitcoin is zero.
Why is it zero?
Because
let's pull this up right here. Now, I don't know why this guy has a hard-on for Grant, but he does.
It could potentially do 35% a year and be a very safe investment.
The value of Bitcoin plummeted.
inflation rate of Bitcoin is zero.
Why is it zero?
Because there's 21 million. That's all there's ever going to be.
Okay, so
There's 21 million.
yeah,
Right? The rate at which we create more Bitcoin is asymptotically falling to zero. It's falling to zero.
What is that word?
You know,
I've never heard this word.
Well, holy smokes, after that crypto wipeout and reports that Grant Cardone has listed his jet for sale on controller.com, and a $30 million mansion in Florida. A lot of people are wondering, is Cardone actually buying the dip on crypto, or is he secretly getting margin called?
I don't believe in that dip. I'm just going to say that. I don't believe it is a I don't believe that it's either a artificial dip just to make you. Everybody knows that when the stock goes low, that's when you buy. And some people are thinking this can be manufactured that so that everybody would run out and go buy it because we've seen the potential. So if it went down to 60, there were a lot of people that seen it go to 127,000 and was like, yo, bro, I missed out. But if it ever goes back to 60 again, I'm on that. And I believe this is musical chairs, right? It's going to be musical chairs, and you're going to get caught out there with a chair and with no chair. And I'm telling you this is the only reason. I'm not no specialist. I'm just using my small little reason and logic, and I'm talking about small. Bitcoin is not used by anything on a level that, whereas like the governments are not going to use Bitcoin as a reserve currency. That part right there is like, man, if somebody was to use it as their benchmark currency, then I would be like, nah, we need to invest in this. But when you talk about speculation, it is purely speculative. And it's like, well, why would I need to invest in all that? Like, it's Vegas. That's all it is until somebody steps up and like, nah, we're going to use that as our standard currency. And then it's just going to be Vegas. And that's cool if you're a poker player. Like, for these type of ups and downs, like, this is not blackjack, my boy. What are we talking about? So I don't know why everyone is trying to get everyone, like, when I say everyone, I just really mean like the bigger names like Saylor and Cardone. You're trying to get everyone to get on this Bitcoin. I have to listen to Warren Buffett on this one, right? I have to listen to Peter Fitch on this one. I'm gonna just stay out of it. You can make a couple of dollars. Don't get me wrong. You can make a couple of dollars right now on the small incremental movements, right? But it's definitely not I'm just talking about long-term investments. Right now, you can make a bunch of money on just the movements alone. So if you are one of those speculative gamblers that know what you're doing, oh yeah, the opportunity is there for you. But I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to the other people who are really thinking that Bitcoin is going to be a long-term thing. It's not. It's not going to be a long-term thing. I don't know where Bitcoin is going to be in 9 years, but I just don't see it around. I don't. Let me read some of the people who disagree with me. Somebody's talking about Jesus' father. Sorry, Paul. I'm good on Jesus' pop. I'm good on any Jesus talk this morning, but thank you.
How could a self-proclaimed billionaire be potentially getting margin called? Well, what if I told you I have discovered incentives that actually enable Grant Cardone to make money off of getting margin called using investor money, potentially in those margin calls, or to lend to his own entities to finance his lifestyle. Now, I want to be clear, some of the conclusions...
All right. That's all I wanted to say on that. This guy seems way too happy for the fall of Grant Cardone. I don't want to partake in it. I don't want to partake. his devilish shenanigans. His energy is bad. He's out here wishing bad on Grant. We're gonna end this with one of these more videos. I mean, there's so many. Here we go. Let's end this with the Florida Moors, the Caucasian.
One of the most common questions I get asked is, what's the deal with these sovereign citizen videos? Do these guys ever win in court? Well, here's a brand new one that just made the news out of Volusia County, Florida.
It's going to be at Howland and Catalina. It's a blue Ford truck displaying some kind of sovereign citizen looking tag. Can you start us a second, please?
Traffic
Post the Union Treaty.
Howland
Geneva Convention neutral zone
Yeah. Shout out to Noble Drew Ali. Look what you started. Look what you started, Noble Drew Ali. Huh?
transport vehicle.
The body cam footage was released by the sheriff there, showing two people arrested after claiming essentially that laws don't apply to them because they're sovereign citizens. Is there anything to this? Take a look at the footage and then I'll answer that question with some
Every time somebody brings up something about their straw man, I always ask the person, do you know anybody who ever got their straw man money? The answer is always some type of rant, but it's never a yes. Yeah, my man. One time somebody told me, I know somebody who got their straw man money. I said, really? And where do they live at? And then he told me in Highbridge. I was like, what? He got his straw man money. He stayed in the ghetto. What are you talking about? He did not get his straw man money. You don't know anybody that got their straw man money, man. We got to knock it off at some point, bro. We just got to.
applicable case law citations.
You know what the flag upside down means?
No.
It's a sign of distress.
And I'm going to keep it real. I don't even know how far this guy got with this truck. That's the sad part. He must have invested so much money into this program that told him that he was sovereign, because as the officer is talking, you can see, he just got this truck.
Hey boss, how you doing? Not too bad. Up there at the sheriff's office.
According to the media report, which I'll link at the blog post linked below, it started when deputies pulled the man over because of a strange-looking license plate. Body cam video shows the driver speaking with a woman on the phone while handing the deputy a stack of papers instead of a driver's license. After the suspect, identified as Destry Wogerman, is put in handcuffs, the woman whom he was on the phone with rolls up. It ends with Laurelyn Nabozny's window getting broken, and she gets arrested too. Destry Wogerman was arrested for driving without a license and driving a registered vehicle. Both Wogerman and Nabozny were arrested for resisting deputies.
I just got pulled over.
Hey, so the reason why I'm stopping you, boss, I didn't recognize the tag that was on your vehicle.
Yeah.
Okay, do you have your driver's license registration with you?
Here you go. I got the paperwork right here. Where's the paperwork at, Michelle? Here.
Behind your seat.
All right.
It's where?
Yeah, let me see.
Is it?
Here. Someone's talking.
It's on speaker.
Yeah, it does.
Okay, where's your driver's license, boss?
That's what it is. No, I don't need my window down.
I'm sorry, so do you have a driver's license?
Yeah, well, I did.
Okay, what's your name, boss? I don't see your name on here. Can you point it to me?
Yeah.
Okay, that's not how this works. Where's your,
Yo, bro, I don't know why y'all keep doing this. This is not how this is not how the process goes, man. And it's hard for me to stick up for somebody when you did not do what you were supposed to do. You have to learn the laws of the land. Render unto Caesar what is Caesar's, man. Or this is what you could do. You could just go somewhere else where you could get away with these type of shenanigans, or the rules truly don't apply to you. If you faithful, do not faithful. What, cops? Okay. I don't know what that means.
Got your name, Matt?
I just didn't hear the paperwork.
Ma'am, if he refuses to identify himself in this traffic stop, it's going to be an issue.
First of all, this whole thing is weird, bro. You know what irks me? People that refuse to learn, right? So you definitely in this truck, and you definitely have a packet of paperwork. I don't know what that packet is about. I don't know if you just got out of prison. I don't know if that's your mom's on your phone or your wife. It doesn't really matter if that's your landlord or your auntie. It doesn't really matter if that's your first grade teacher or the cashier you just left out of a Dollar Tree. It doesn't matter because you got pulled over. So why can't you talk for yourself? No one ever taught you to speak for yourself. Now you got involved in something where you clearly do not understand, because if you understood it, you could explain it. So I don't even know why you're behind a vehicle if you can't explain what's going on once you get pulled over.
Sir,
Uh-huh.
he is identifying as a national of the neutral power state. As you know.
It doesn't matter.
Clearly, she got him involved in this, right? His last $1,800 that his aunt left him out of insurance money. He's out partying with her. Yeah, my uncle left me a Jeep, but I don't got a license. She's been out here listening to Negroes on the internet about being sovereign. She went out, started her own tax business. She do taxes, divorces, and she could separate you from the government if you pay a little bit more.
Who he identifies as, he's operating a motor vehicle in the state of Florida, ma'am. The tag on his vehicle does not appear like it's proper back to any state. So it appears the vehicle is unregistered. Then on top of it, I come up here, I'm asking for his identification documents, and he's handing me a stack of the papers instead of a driver's license. So I'm concerned he might be driving without a driver's license, and his vehicle might be unregistered.
Get him off the streets. Get him out of here. Get him out of here. I don't want him on the streets. I don't know if he has insurance. You run around, huh? He's out here buying 8 balls behind CVS's. Trying to get the low price on a BJ. Halfway through the BJ, he finds out the girl is really a tranny. He doesn't care. He wants to finish. Get him out of here, man. Get him out of here.
Now, because he signed a heart treaty, and you are in violation of it right now.
Sir, what's your name?
Everything, right here.
Can I see your name, please?
Right here.
Where?
Right there.
He signed
Please point
a
to it.
heart treaty.
Right there.
Where's your name, sir? I don't
Right
see
there.
it.
You are in breach.
Are you the postmaster? That's what it says.
That's
Postmaster?
I am the postman.
Lock his ass up. Get him the F out of here.
So is your first name Mark or your last name Mark?
No.
So nothing on here has your
Right there.
name.
Right there.
Is your Destiny
First name.
Mark? Destry? Is that how
I
much?
don't understand if you could point to your name. Why you don't just say your name, man? Say my name is Jenkins Bay L. Whatever your name is, bro, say it.
Am I saying it? And what's your last name, boss? I can't see it.
Right there. Walkerman.
Walgerman? What's your date of birth, sir?
It's all right there.
It's not
I'm
on
not
there.
telling him anything.
Alright, well this is the
She's on the phone talking about don't tell him that.
thing. If we cannot properly identify you, then there could be a potential issue for us coming up.
I'm telling you.
Well, that's fine. He doesn't necessarily have to talk to me, but he does have to obey my lawful commands.
Sir,
Hey, Murphy?
Why is he looking at my truck for?
This is part of his job. Hey Murphy, can you just switch with me real fast? All right, sir. This is kind of where we're at. So I checked the.
Hang on, Michelle. Hang on, Michelle, hang on.
So this is kind of where we're at.
All right, he took off the glasses. Now we see who we dealing with.
So I checked the VIN. The car is currently looks like it's unregistered. So
get him the fuck off the streets. Never mind this rhetoric. Get him out of here.
If you don't have, do you have a Florida driver's license or a driver's license out of another state that I can check to ensure that you're a licensed driver?
Right there's all I got.
Okay, well, there's a problem. So I tried to search you up under this. I can't find anybody, I can't find you. So if I can't verify that you have a valid driver's license, then how am I supposed to let you drive off?
She's coming.
That's not gonna change anything.
He's saying I gotta have a valid driver's license.
Which to operate a motor vehicle in the state of Florida.
Son, are you home on a furlough? What is going on, bro? Like, he has no idea how things work in a society. But he does have on his seatbelt, so I give him that. At least he got on his seatbelt. Freestyling.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you're at Catalina and Howland?
Yeah. Okay, sir. It's a simple question. Do you have a valid driver's license?
Right there's all my paperwork I got.
Okay.
She's coming.
All we're trying to do is just identify you, that's it, and then send you on your way. Is that your last name?
Yep.
Okay, is your ID through Florida? What state is it from? What state is it from?
It's not from any state.
She's coming to talk to me.
That's fine. What state is your ID from?
I don't have an ID. I was surrendering my ID, my birth certificate, and everything.
When you used to have an ID, what state was it from?
Colorado.
Colorado?
Yeah.
Okay,
But
what's that?
It won't register because it's fine. Here she is. She's right there.
That's fine. I don't.
This is what I don't know how it works with separating from a lot of people. I see separate from the government, and at first thought it makes good sense, but then you have to think how the rest of the world really operates, right? Bank accounts, what the sovereign nations call traveling. The United States is onto all of that traveling jargon, right? I have the right to travel, Your Honor. Yeah, it's called the bus. It's called Uber. It's called the horse. It's called walking. You do have the right to travel. Walk your ass to where you need to go. But if you decide to use one of these vehicles, one of these motor vehicles, then we have put things in place where there's standard operating procedures. And you are out of order.
I don't need her actually, and she's not going to come over here. What is your date of birth? Okay.
Does that make sense?
Not at all.
This, I know.
Destry, hop on out.
I'm not. Why do I need to get out of my car? Have I done something wrong? Wait. Whoa! Before you drag me out of the car, what have I done?
Hop out of the.
She said, "What have I done?" Yo, bro, you're riding around the states with no qualifications to be behind that vehicle. If you were, in fact, qualified, they would have handed you something called a driver's license. And this would support and show everybody, this would be the evidence, hey, this guy's qualified.
I've done something wrong.
You're failing to identify yourself.
That's not a law. That's not a misdemeanor. It's not a law. Hey, don't get in my car. What are you guys doing?
Here we
What's
go.
this? You're jerking me out of the fucking car, Michelle.
It's all fun and games. It's all fun and games.
Get out.
Don't get me out of the car. All right, I'm getting out. All right, I'm getting out.
Stop pulling away from me.
You guys are jerking me around. You guys are jerking me around.
You guys are jerking me around. You guys are jerking me around. Hold on.
Okay, I got you.
All right. Well, I'm not jerking around.
I'm not joking. You wasn't jerking around.
Damn. Not to show my ID. It's not to sell the fence. You tell me. Not an ID state.
Separate your feet, boss.
Not an ID state here. And I don't go for certain seats.
Okay.
Title 18 section.
Yes. Do you want to talk to him or not? If not, we're going to get him out of here. We're trying to give you the keys. Hey, what?
Hey, watch your back. I need to call him myself because I have a phone number for him.
Unlock this door now.
No, I'm not going to unlock. You.
Get out.
We breaking it?
Open the door. Now. Yes, so. Now get out. Get out. Get out of the car. Oh, shit. Stop it.
Oh, y'all almost killed somebody, man. What the fuck are y'all doing?
Is anybody else covered in blood?
I'm pretty. This is blood.
All right.
This is all out of control. I think they breaking the law at this point. I don't know why they arrested Shorty. I don't know why they arrested Shorty. Yeah, Green. It's all fun and games if somebody loses an eye, right? He's checking himself for blood. He's like, yo, is anybody else bleeding? What? I think everybody's breaking the law at this point. But it all starts with your sovereign nation nonsense. I've never seen y'all win. I've never seen y'all win. Never. The other day, y'all got real close. I watched a 2-part video. And guess what? The 2 videos wasn't even the same YouTuber. I just remembered the guy's last name was Magoo. So I said, oh, Magoo got away with that. You know what he did? The judge asked him. Judge said a bunch of stuff. He said, do you understand? Magoo said, I do not understand. I overstand. He said, do you understand? He said, do you understand? He said, I comprehend. He said, do you understand? The judge really wanted him to say yes or I understand, which I said, oh, Magoo might be on to something. Because you know why I said that? Because the judge later said, all right, we're gonna postpone this. I'm gonna give you another week so that you could probably go somewhere and figure this out so you can understand. And I really thought that worked. I was like, oh, all you gotta do is keep saying that you don't understand? Nope. Part 2 of the video. YouTube must have knew. The YouTube gods must have knew I want to see the other part of this. It was a whole nother YouTuber. It just came up in the feed. I was like, oh, Magoo! Bow! Magoo is back in court trying to pull the same shenanigans. Black judge, Magoo is white. He says, Mr. Magoo, you're back. We went through this before. Do you understand? He said, I do not understand, Your Honor. And you guys have been trying to shut down my law library. He said, listen, we're not going through all of this. And he just he was like, yo, since you talking English to me, Magoo, I'ma assume you understand what I'm saying. And we just going to keep on going on. So I think at one point in time, maybe, the sovereign nation, y'all was on to something. But we have to just, come on, it's 2026. This is not the 1800s. This is not early 1900s where anybody's falling for your I'm sovereign, I have the right to travel rhetoric. They're gonna bust your windows out and drag you out the car for riding around with no license and paper license plates. Knock it off. It's setting a bad example for everybody else. I watched the video yesterday. This dude did everything in his power not to make money on the books, right? Everything in his power. When they ran down how much he made a year, it was crazy. And I don't think this dude sold drugs or nothing. He just did not want to work a legal job because he went out and had kids with somebody who obviously he did not want to have children with. Yo, party people, can I just say this? Let's please explain to our youth the importance, the responsibilities behind having these sexual intercourses, right? It is not enough to say, I don't want you to have sex to a child. That is not going to stop teenagers from having sex. That's not going to do it. And I'm not telling you to give them your consent either. But you have to figure out a way. You know these children better than I do. I know my child. So all I could do is explain what is going to happen. What can happen? Because you have to remember, these students, these children are seeing other people do these activities that are their same age and nothing's happening. The first time I ever seen somebody, all the times, every last time I seen somebody smoke weed and something was inside the weed and that person wasn't the same, it broke my heart. Every single time. Every single time I was like, damn. You know why? Because I actually knew the person. And it was like, so when I talk to my daughter, I'll tell her, look, this is what's going to be happening. People are going to try marijuana. That's just a fact. You're at the age where people are going to start trying marijuana. I just want to let you know something. I'm not saying it is going to happen, but I'm going to tell you what I've seen in my life. I've seen people that I know thought they were going to smoke some innocent marijuana and ended up smoking something where they just did not return. I didn't know who they were. They didn't know who I was anymore. And these are people that I knew. That I hung out with. They absolutely did not know who I was after whatever was in that marijuana hit them. I'm not saying this is going to happen to you. I'm telling you what can happen to you. So getting back to the sex, the main thing we need to understand is having children with somebody that you were never intended to be with, obviously, is going to hurt that person's life and it's going to hurt the community. So, I think as people, sensible, reasonable people, never mind church and all of this, we just need to start pushing that. I don't want to lie to the, yeah, sex is going to feel good, but it could also give you disease. You can wake up with disease. But yeah. So how about this? How about you don't do it unless you are sure? This is not something just to give out willy-nilly. And for the boys too. Fathers, let's kill that whole thing where we push our boys to have sex because we think it's going to make them more of a man. Yeah, that's how most of us was brought up. Yo, go out. You having sex with girls yet? Go get him, Tiger. And then you nowhere around when he got bumps on his Johnson. You nowhere around. He can't tell you. And what would your advice be then anyway? He just wanted to be a man. He thought that was going to make him a man. Nah, man. Tell yo, shorty, check this out, bro. I know everybody doing this, that, and the third. Take it easy. And then run down your reasons why. And let them know, yo, you going to get there. Don't worry about that. Don't feel like you going to get there. But I don't want you to mess up your life based on this. You understand? Take your time. Find somebody that you really kick it with. Get to know. Get to know the you know? It don't take a whole... Nobody's listening to religious speeches anyway. You understand? So they want to... These kids are not dumb. They're not dumb. Just tell them the truth. And this is what I say about America. America's not dumb. So I think we would appreciate it if our leaders would tell us the truth instead of just lying. Because you'd be surprised how much support you get, or you may get some good advice. Anyway, yo. Jive says people are creatures of habit. Fact, man. listen, that's my show for today. Appreciate everybody. I would have loved to make it to 1,000, but I'm not gonna make it to 1,000 today because I gotta get up out of here. But I did have fun with you guys, right? Let me get up out of here. I'll holler at y'all later. Peace out.